I'm going to give you an example of how they try to set you up from my own experience. See, when I was going through my biggest spiritual awakening and I was getting all my gifts and I was really awakening to my true power and who I am, my family member, um, she, I'm gonna go out and say it because I don't give a fuck anymore, but she presents herself as my stepmom. Um, Mind you, the mother that I was raised by and the mother that I first had as a stepmom, they are both passed away now. And the stepmother that I have now is somebody who came in the middle of those deaths and married my father, and had a child with him. Anyway, she came into my room and she asked me if I wanted to go see my mom's family in Washington, which normally they would never offer to do that because they don't like that side of the family. And immediately in my head, I was like thinking, this thought popped in my head and said, they're trying to get rid of you. Anyway, I agreed to go to Washington, and I went. I found out about how my family had been lying to me about inheritance from my mother. And this inheritance that I found out about, they had been stealing it from me my entire life. And they lied to me about it. I mean, I didn't even know it existed because they were hiding it from me, because they were using it for themselves. They were using money that my mother, who passed away, set out for me. It was meant for me, yet they stole it for their selfish reasons. And when I came back from Washington, I didn't even get to. My parents picked me up from the airport, and before we even made it back to the house, they dropped me off at QT. They handed me my truck keys and said, "There's no reason for you to come back home." I had packed all my shit up into my truck before I went off to Washington because I subconsciously knew, my higher self already knew that they were going to do this. They kicked me out because of the things that I had found out about them. They kicked me out and I asked if I could have my inheritance money. They said no. So, of course, with me having no money to get a lawyer or take them to court, I was then homeless. So after a couple months of being homeless, I finally decided to basically kiss their ass and come back here and play the game with them. And they basically just tried to dump me again at somebody else's house because I know the truth.